Hey fam, Master Coach G here, thriving after 50, mind, body, soul. And in this episode, we are uncovering the secret powerhouse. We have been sleeping on collagen, y'all. Seriously. So let me share a little bit about what we're going to be talking about. I know that when you hear collagen, you probably think of hair, nails, and skin. And yes, it's absolutely amazing for that. But did you also know that it supports gut health, soothing and healing from the inside out, cardiovascular health, boosting your artery elasticity and heart strength? What about muscle mass and recovery? Speeding up the recovery and keeping you strong. And here is one of the largest benefits that I think, and especially for me, is deep hydration for your body from the inside, okay? That's why collagen is such a powerhouse. And there's some other things that I'm going to speak on during this podcast today. But I want you to understand how powerful collagen is for our bodies. This is Master Coach G, and I will see you on the Hey fam, Master Coach G here, thriving after 50, mind, body, soul. And in today's episode, I am talking about the benefits of collagen. Listen, we have been sleeping on collagen. Collagen is one of the most abundant proteins in our bodies. It plays a vital role, of course, in our skin, nails, hair, elasticity in our skin. But it's also good for joint health and just our overall structural integrity. Okay, collagen has so many benefits that we are not even aware of. So I want to share a little testimony with you, something that happened to me and how I discovered how important collagen is. Back in August of 2024, I had an injury with my piriformis muscle, and that muscle sits where it's like a V, and right in between the V is where the sciatic nerve runs straight through that muscle. Well, I had so much inflammation in that area that my piriformis muscle was pressing up against my sciatic nerve. I came home from the gym that morning, and I actually had the pain for a while, but I just kind of ignored it, which is something that, I'm definitely going to tell you, do not ignore when you have a pain. It's telling you something is going on with your body, so pay attention. I'm probably the worst for that. I think because my pain tolerance is so high, I just kind of overlook pain most of the time and just kind of keep it moving. But then what happens is that when it goes on for so long, we find ourselves making things worse versus attending to what the issue is and working on fixing that. So that way you won't continue, having that discomfort or the pain or whatever. So anyway, back to my injury. So I came home from the gym that morning and I couldn't even get out the car. I mean, my husband had to come out and physically pick me up and bring me in the house because the pain was so excruciating. I couldn't even stand up. I mean, it was breathtaking. And I do have a very high tolerance for pain, but that pain was, oh my God, I've never felt pain like that before. I don't even think labor was that bad. But of course, I went to the doctor. She didn't really know what was going on. Of course, I did a little research on the piriformis muscle and kind of figured out that's what the problem was. I just didn't know how to get the inflammation down. So, of course, I was sent over to an orthopedic surgeon, had an MRI, had an X-ray, had a sonogram, had an ultrasound. I mean, you name it, anything that they could do to try to detect what the problem was. Because for me, I'm not about masking. I'm not about putting a Band-Aid on. I am the type of person, I need it to be fixed. I need it to be fixed, eliminated, no more. I don't want to deal with it. I don't want it to come back. I'm just that type of person. So, of course, as I'm going to the orthopedic surgeon, they wanted to give me all kinds of steroids and pain medication and all this stuff, and I don't do pharmaceutical drugs. I just don't do them. And yes, my pain level was at a 12, but I just absolutely refuse to take the steroid. I absolutely refused the pain medication, and the ointments, all that stuff. I just absolutely refused to take it. So that was in August. So I went August, September, October, 3 months of icing and heating, not being able to sleep, being in pain 24 hours a day. And so I'm using all natural health products because I believe in everything holistic. And because I did not want to take the pharmaceutical drugs, I knew I had to find an alternative. So I started researching to find out what is it that I can do to help me to recover from this injury. So I started ordering collagen. I have a membership with a company called Melaleuca, and all the products that they make are all natural products. So of course I was ordering their products. I started ordering their products in October, and so I started doing research on my injury. Just so happened I found out that collagen was one of the things that my body I had a very high deficiency in collagen. Okay, you have to understand, 50 plus, we're going to have the deficiency with collagen because, our elasticity in our skin, our nails get a little brittle, our hair starts to thin out. But what I didn't know, that collagen was good for recovery, injuries, muscle tension, and all that kind of stuff. So I became a member of Melaleuca in October. I ordered the collagen and I started taking the collagen, and I'm telling you, 2 days later, 2 days after I started taking the collagen, the pain went away, no more swelling, I could walk. I took some time. I didn't get right back into the gym, so I went all of the second half of October into the first half of November. So I think I got back into the gym around the middle of November. But haven't had any pain, no inflammation. The piriformis muscle is absolutely amazing because it has completely recovered. Now, yes, I could have taken the pain medication, and yes, I could have taken the steroids, but it would not have fixed the problem. So what I had to do was, as I'm taking the collagen, I started doing my own therapy. Of course, the doctors wanted to send me to therapy, but I started doing more Pilates and stretching than therapy, and I found it to be more effective. So I started, doing the Pilates and the stretching in the mornings, and I did that for 2 weeks before I got back into the gym. But that collagen was a game changer. When I say it was a game changer, it was absolutely, positively a game changer. I drink collagen every single day. I don't miss a day. I make sure I keep a supply of collagen. No matter where I go, when I travel, my collagen goes with me. So I am a very, very faithful, loyal to collagen. And yes, my skin has definitely improved. My hair and my nails, of course, and that's a part of the collagen. But my skin is amazing. The elasticity has come back in my skin. I've been using it since the middle of October, and the greatest thing was the recovery from my injury. That was the number one thing. And so it is an abundant protein in our bodies, and it plays a vital role not just in our skin and our hair and our nails, but definitely the elasticity and the joints and the muscle recovery, all that stuff. Just our overall structure, integrity of our whole entire body. So let me give you some key benefits of collagen. Of course, skin health and anti-aging. Collagen, and I know that the podcast says thriving after 50, but here's what my recommendation is. I highly recommend that women that's 35 and older, that you start a collagen regimen, because your body is starting to change. You're starting to need, I didn't say want, you're starting to need some anti-aging products that's going to help benefit. And of course, the more natural, the better, okay? Because I am a firm believer that nature holds the key to our wellness, and that's skin wellness is too, skin wellness as well. So skin health is important. And so I definitely recommend 35 and older to start a regimen of collagen. If you are not on a regimen of collagen where you take collagen as a supplement every single day, 35 and older, I highly recommend that you start a regimen with collagen, because it does improve your skin elasticity and it hydrates you from the inside out. Yes, we drink water, and yes, we may do other hydration things too, but collagen is one of the things that does hydrate you from the inside out. It helps to reduce wrinkles and dryness in our skin. Okay, it definitely promotes a smoother and more youthful appearance. Absolutely. So I definitely recommend that you start that regimen today. If you're looking for a good collagen supplement, I highly recommend that you give me a call, a text, contact me via Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, phone call, text message, however you got to get in contact with me. I definitely highly recommend that you get in contact with me for an all natural product. Yes, you can go into Walmart and buy some collagen. Yes, you can go into Target and Publix and and all these other stores and buy some collagen, but you want an all natural product that's going to hydrate you from the inside out. Okay, and it also helps to support the healing of your body quicker. And it reduces the visible the visible look of the scar. So let's say you had a surgery. Collagen will definitely help to reduce scarring, the appearance of it. Okay, so you'll have that smoother look on your skin. So yeah, it definitely supports that. Now here's another important factor, especially over 50, our joints and our bone support. Okay, when you're over 50, especially if you were an athlete or you're still working out or you're a runner or whatever, line dancing, because I know that's a big thing now. That cushion in between our that's in between our knees, that starts to wear down over time. Especially if you hit that 50 mark, you'll find that you probably have a little snap, crackle, and popping in your knees, and you may even be bothered with arthritis in your knees, and that's because of the cushion that is in between. I'm going to call it that so that people will understand what I mean. The cushion in between your joints, that starts to, which is called cartilage. But I call it a cushion because it is a cushion. It separates the two bones. But what happens is over time it starts to wear down. That cartilage starts to wear down, which you have that bone to bone. Okay, so the good thing about collagen is that it helps to maintain the cartilage. That's why I'm saying to us that if you're 35, to start the regimen of collagen, because it can help to maintain your cartilage. It will help maintain that cushion that's between your two bones. So if you don't want to get to 50 and you discover that your cartilage, your cushion has worn down, and now you have this, inflammation in your knees because of the bone-to-bone irritating, I would highly recommend that you start a collagen regimen, because it is definitely good for joints and bones. It helps you to maintain your cartilage and that cushion, that reduces the pain. So absolutely. And it may even improve the symptoms of osteoarthritis as well. It will support your bone density. Okay, especially for us that's aging. I'm going to be 68 in September. So for those of us that's aging, bone density is important, very important. And we should have our bone density checked at least, once every 3 to 4 years, I would say. I have a bone density test like at least every 3 years, just to kind of see where I am. And even before I started the collagen, because exercise helps to build your bone density. So my bone density has always been good. I've always been told by the doctor that my bone density is that of a 35-year-old woman. So bone density is important as we are aging. Okay, so once you hit that 50 plus, bone density is very, very important. You want to make sure, because you don't want to end up with the osteoarthritis. Okay, here's another important point that is something that a lot of people deal with, and they don't take care of it as much as we should, which is gut health. Okay, collagen contains amino acid, and it helps to support our gut lining. Okay, so even though collagen is good for bones and joints and hair and skin and nails, it also support our gut health. Okay, which is important, and we don't really give gut health enough time or attention as much as we should, not realizing that 90% of our health is in our gut. Okay, our immune system is the brain. Our gut is our brain to our immune system. So gut health is very, very, very important. I think I even did a couple of podcasts on gut health. So go back and listen to those podcasts on gut health. It's really important. But understand that collagen contains amino acid, and that helps to support your gut lining. Okay, which is important. We need to make sure that we are maintaining a good gut lining. It's important because that's where our immune system lies. Okay, and it may even help repair intestinal walls, reducing the symptoms of leaky gut. Okay, so collagen can help repair the intestinal walls, which helps to reduce the symptoms of leaky gut. So that's another reason why it's important. Collagen is important. So you see how we've been sleeping on collagen? We have absolutely been sleeping on collagen. And of course, hair, nail strength. It promotes stronger hair and nails, which prevents the brittleness with the nails. Okay, so and it also encourages, healthier hair, that your growth for your hair and your nails it just promotes healthier nails and your hair. You will see that your hair will start to look fuller, start to feel fuller. Your nails will become a little bit harder, a lot stronger, especially if you don't wear acrylic on your nails. You'll definitely see that your nails are getting a lot stronger. So yes, it is definitely a plus for us women that's over 50. Here's another thing that's important, especially if you're physically active, which is your muscle mass and recovery. Collagen is absolutely amazing for muscle mass, okay? Because it's a protein, and it's something that our body produces anyway, but it's also good for recovery too. You will find that you have a quicker recovery time. So let's say you start going to the gym, but you started a collagen regimen, and you find that now you're going to the gym or you're walking or whatever, you'll find that the soreness that you have, it doesn't last as long. So that recovery is amazing when you talk about the collagen and recovery. So yes, I highly, highly recommend that you start a collagen regimen, because if you're an athlete and you like to work out, or you like to go to the gym, or just walking, or this time of the year gardening. I know a lot of people are planting this time of the year, getting down on their knees, up and down, so you may have a little tenderness, a little soreness, but I definitely recommend the collagen for recovery. This is absolutely amazing for that, because it does contribute to our muscle mass and maintaining. See, and that's the thing. We want to be able to maintain muscle mass. Okay, especially as you age. Okay, 50 plus, as we get older, we want to continue to maintain a good muscle mass. Okay, it supports muscle recovery, especially after exercising, like I said. Okay, now here's another important thing. Our heart health, cardiovascular health is really important. Collagen helps maintain the structure of our arteries, reducing the risk of artery stiffness. And I know that sounds crazy. It's like, well, how can your arteries get stiff? It's do your research. Okay, so yes, we want to make sure that because that's the lubrication. We need to have that lubrication so that we don't. It's almost like a piece of leather. You know how when leather is wet, it's pliable, but when it gets dry, it's hard. Yeah, so same thing with your arteries. So that's why it's important to have collagen because it does hydrate you from the inside out. And it also may support heart health by improving the blood vessel elasticity. Okay, just like our skin that we can actually physically see, the elasticity in our skin starts to diminish as we get older. We also need to know that our vessels has elasticity in them too. The blood vessels in our bodies have elasticity, so we want to make sure that we are supporting that with the collagen. Okay, so here's a natural natural source of collagen. Okay, bone broth, fish, eggs, and lean meat. Okay. And you can also take it in a supplement, that's what I do every day, because I feel like I'm better absorbing it. And of course, I eat eggs and fish and lean meat, but I also get it in the form of a supplement. So I really hope that this information has been helpful to you. I know that I learned a lot about collagen because of my injury, and I have been on a collagen regimen for the last 6 months, and it's absolutely an amazing journey, and I love it. My skin looks more youthful, my hair looks fuller, my nails are amazing. So yes, absolutely start you a collagen regimen today, and I will put my information in a link so that you can get in contact with me in reference to the product that I highly recommend that you start using. That's what I have for you today. I hope this episode has added value to your life. If it has, please share this with somebody that it may be a benefit to as well. And subscribe to my channel and leave me a comment. And so that way when you subscribe to my channel, you will be notified every single time I drop a new episode. Okay? Hey, but before I get out of here, I gotta give a big shout out. Thank you to my listeners around the world in the four corners of the earth. And I'm actually so excited. Yes, here in the United States, Canada, Australia, Russia Federation, China, Mexico, Belgium, Ireland, South Africa, Brazil, Nigeria, United Kingdom, Germany, France, Bangladesh, Ukraine, Kuwait, India, Hong Kong, Dominican Republic, the Philippines, Barbados, Saudi Arabia, Spain, Japan, the Netherlands, and just added 2 more countries, Pakistan and Indonesia. Thank you all so much for listening. I really appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you for joining me here on Thriving After 50 Mind, Body, Soul. This is Master Coach G, and I will see you on the next level. Inside.